Hey folks, how's everybody doing out there? Hope y'all are doing well on this beautiful planet that we call the Earth. Welcome to my studio of the moment. Sometimes it's hard finding a quiet place to talk to the camera. All weekend I've had full house, just say full house of her family members hanging out. Obviously it gets noisy. You can't break the camera out and start talking to the camera when there's, well, two Filipinas. But you get more than two Filipinas, it's nothing but Bisaya going from here to there, so loud. My goodness, you can't record any videos. So what this video is going to be about is TV in the Philippines, as far as Netflix, Apple TV, the devices. I'm just going to give you my experience because I've never had Netflix before. I hate to admit that. I guess I'm sort of behind the times, right? Never had Netflix. I don't know, maybe I did a free trial at some point in time. I don't think so. I've never had Netflix until about a week ago. And because we just watch YouTube, and then I guess a couple years ago my buddy hooked me up with this Amazon Fire Stick, and you can do some bootleg stuff on here, watch everything free, but sometimes it's a little frustrating. I'll talk about that in a minute. So that's what I'm going to talk about, the hardware. Should you just use your the TV operating system? Should you get the Fire Stick Max, or should you upgrade and get the Apple 4K TV? Okay, so let me start out with talking about Netflix, right? First time ever using Netflix, I said, all right, let's go with the US version, which is $22.99. I went with that for a little while, and admittedly it has more movies. From what I understand, it has a lot more shows than the Philippine version. The Philippine version is 549 pesos, which is shy of 10 bucks, about $9.82. So the Philippine version of Netflix is 13 bucks cheaper than the US version. I did both to test them out. And I'll just tell you, my conclusion is what we're sticking with, knock on wood, I'll give it another month. We're sticking with the Philippines version. Why? Because it's cheaper. It's 10 bucks. There's plenty of movies and plenty of shows on there. I didn't feel, and I don't feel like I'm missing anything by going with the Philippine version. Number two, what does it have? It has Filipino movies on there, right? Now it's got automatically Korean movies. We don't watch any of that shit. But obviously it's tailored to the Philippines. Now lately these ladies have only been wanting to watch English movies. But if they get into this kick where they're watching Filipino soap operas, they will glue themselves to the TV for days. You have to extract them watching these Filipino love stories, you know. Anyhow, so just right up front, we're sticking with the $5.49 a month, $9.82, a sawbuck, $10 US for Netflix. And you know, if you never use Netflix, it's easy. You got your profile, it automatically has a kid's profile. It's so easy just to get it going. Now, hardware. Okay, again, I've had this for a couple years because you can download these, I don't know, my buddy hooked me up with it, and it's been wonderful for a couple years using this, not having to pay for anything, sort of like bootleg. Is it stealing cable? Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but Amazon allows you to do it. The problem is those programs, those APKs or whatever, constantly have to be updated, and now they've interjected more ads that once that ad comes on the screen, you basically have to restart the whole device. You can't get it to stop. When I first started using it, it was great, and maybe I just need to find some new programs, but I'm tired of the bootlegness of trying to get these ads off of here, and I'm done using that. It was wonderful for a couple years, but now I'm willing to pay 10 bucks a month not to have to deal with updating all that stuff, right? Okay, so that brings me to, and I've tested it so many ways. Should you buy this, or just use this to watch Netflix? Okay, the bottom line is what we're going with is just the TV operating system. Why? Because it's easy. Boom, they turn it on. Boom, there's a button for Netflix. And my LG TV plays well with my Bluetooth speaker. Too easy, they're off to the races. You know, the TV has a hard wire, so it's hardwired in the back, so you're not worried about the Wi-Fi signal or anything like that. So up front, we're just going with this. If you're trying to use the US version of Netflix on this thing, you can run a VPN. We have NordVPN. It has an app. You put the app on here. But guess what? Every time you go in there, you have to make sure what? The app is connected. Then you go back into Netflix. Now it's good because it has one button. Easy for Fatima to get to Netflix. But if Netflix doesn't work on the US version, now she has to go to NordVPN, make sure NordVPN is on. If it's slow for some reason, you got to go change the server. It's just an added step that's not necessary. Okay? Same deal with this. You can run a NordVPN on here. You can run the US version. But this is what I figured out. This plays well with NordVPN. This does not. Now, in theory, this should be faster because it has an Ethernet plug in the back. I've got it hardwired in. This doesn't have an Ethernet plug, you know, the wire. This is only Wi-Fi. Theoretically, this should be faster, but it's not when I run NordVPN. This thing becomes so slow, it will piss you off, and you switch over to this guy. So, up front, is this thing worth $149 US? It's a little bit more here in the Philippines, but let's go by US prices. $149 US. The answer is no. I'm an Apple guy. I gladly pay more for Apple products, the iPhone, MacBook Pro, iPad, all that. This is one product that it's not worth 150 bucks. You just don't need it. I really don't like this remote because this button is so sensitive. I always accidentally hit it. And if you're just sitting here holding it, this thing is a touchpad and you end up screwing up what you're watching. The touchpad is a great idea, but it's not. Because you're just sitting there holding it, waiting. You accidentally scroll, it messes you up. There's no dedicated button to get to Netflix. And Filipinos want simplicity. I'm into simplicity too. So I do not recommend the Apple 4K. With that said, once I ran the Philippine version of Netflix on here, it's fast. Okay, it's the fastest out of everything because it's hardwired in the back. It's not running a VPN. This is the fastest. But you know what it doesn't do? It doesn't play well with my Bluetooth speaker for some reason. I can't figure it out. I've tried it every which way. Half the time I turn this thing on, it won't connect to the Bluetooth. There's no sound. And anytime something's a pain in the ass, it just gets deep sixed. So fastest, but not so much faster that it wins hands down, because I think this remote is so much better. It's so much, especially put this little rubber grip on here where the kids drop it a million times, it's not going to break. It's got the dedicated Netflix button. This is much better if you're going to do a device, and this is only 39 bucks US. So if you don't have a smart TV, or if you're going to run other things, I hate to say it, it breaks my heart, but don't buy the Apple. Just spend 39 bucks and get this Fire Stick Max. With that said, the only thing that we're going to use is the Philippine version of Netflix for 10 bucks. We're just running it off of the LG TV. They can hit the one button. It's hardwired in the back. Simplicity. There you go. So just don't waste your money. If you got a smart TV, which it's the year 2024, most of y'all do. Now I say that. I would say most everybody viewing this, they got a smart TV, but you go over to her sister's house, they got a TV from like 1981 that barely works. So I know not everybody has a smart TV. They would have to get a third-party device here. But that's what we're doing. $10 a month. Run it off the TV. Put the hardwire in the back, and it's good to go. Oh, another thing too. If you run Netflix off of this, it doesn't have categories for some reason. You have to go to the home thing and scroll down. Don't know what that's about. And it also doesn't show up at the top if it's 4K or 1080. You know, just Apple streamlining the process. But oh, an Apple Plus TV, absolutely don't waste your money on that shit. It's Apple's version of you know, their streaming whatever. You go in there, there's very few movies, and then they want to rent. You have to rent the movie for like $6. You want to buy it, it's like $24. It's worse than like a modern day Blockbuster. It's horrible. So Apple gets a big fail for their TV streaming service, and this device, I'm not going to say it's a big fail, but it's not worth $150. It's not worth that, and I don't like the ergonomics of the remote. There, I said it. Hope that saves you some money. Yeah, you can do it free off of this for 39 bucks. But for 549 pesos a month, $10 a month, it's worth it for us, especially with the kids function. Easy just to flip over. Now they can't watch all the adult, you know, content. There you go, folks. Y'all see the stress I'm under here? Spent 2 weeks trying to figure out the TV situation, but now I think I got it dialed in. We don't watch a whole lot of TV. It's just at night. The TV don't stay on in the mornings while everybody's getting dressed. Once everybody's done with dinner, supper, whatever you want to call it, gets a shower, that's when the TV comes on, just like it did back at my grandpa's house. TV, air conditioning, everybody watches a movie together, and it's time to hit the hay. That's all I got right now, folks. It's a rainy day. Grandma's over there about to fall into the washing machine. Everybody else is at school. My little girl's still sleeping. She gets to sleep in because she goes to school in the afternoons. She's on swing shift for the school. Me? I'm just chilling like a villain. Thank y'all for watching. Hope it helped you. Peace out.